It was supposed to be a rescue. The night was thick with fog, the kind that clings to your skin and makes the world feel smaller, heavier. Red and blue lights washed over the crumbling walls of an abandoned warehouse, shadows dancing like nervous ghosts. Inside, muffled cries of children pierced the stale air, coming from a locked cage at the back of a truck. To anyone watching from the outside, the scene looked like justice in action, armed officers closing in, a German shepherd bristling with alertness, and a moment away from saving the innocent. But then, something went wrong. Terribly wrong. The officers' movements changed, their eyes hard and cold. Instead of unlocking the cage, they began guarding it, as if the children were not victims, but property. That's when the truth cut through the night like a blade. These weren't heroes. They were predators in uniform. And the only one who seemed to notice was the dog. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the unshakable loyalty of animals, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Positive Tales, because what happens next will prove that even in the darkest moments, loyalty can rewrite destiny. The canine's name was Rex, a German shepherd trained for obedience, speed, and precision. He had been on countless missions, always trusting the commands of the men in blue beside him. But on that night, their scent was different. Rex could smell it: fear, greed, adrenaline, the bitter tang of betrayal. His handler, Officer Carver, had been with him since puppyhood, but now, Carver's voice was laced with something Rex couldn't recognize. The man ordered him to stand down, to stay, but the cries from the cage struck deeper than any command could. The children's tiny hands gripped the bars, their faces pale and wet with tears. Rex's instincts screamed louder than his training. Those cries were not for the police. They were for help. Inside the dim warehouse, the air was tense. The rescue team began loading small crates into an unmarked van, each one containing stolen goods from earlier raids, evidence meant for destruction or profit. The children's cage was to be loaded last, but only after the buyers arrived. The betrayal was complete, yet no one outside the operation would ever know. Except for Rex. His growl started low, like distant thunder, and rose into a deep, steady rumble that made even the most hardened man glance over his shoulder. Carver snapped his fingers, but Rex refused to heal. His amber eyes stayed locked on the cage, ears flat against his head. Somewhere deep inside, the dog was making a decision that would change everything. As the minutes dragged on, the tension between man and animal became electric. When one of the officers raised a machete toward the cage, just to intimidate the children, Rex lunged without warning. His body became a streak of fur and fury, knocking the officer to the ground. Shouts erupted. Carver yelled for someone to control the damn dog, but Rex was already moving, weaving between men, dodging grasping hands. The children's sobs turned into startled gasps as Rex positioned himself between them and the officers, his teeth bared, his body rigid with defiance. The standoff lasted seconds, but it felt like hours. One officer aimed his gun, but Rex lunged again, clamping onto his arm and sending the weapon clattering to the ground. Chaos exploded. The men shouted orders, but the spell of false authority had been broken. A nearby dock worker, who had seen the commotion from outside, ran to call the real police. In that moment, Rex became the wall between corruption and innocence. His barks echoed like battle cries, a sound that carried out into the night and pulled more eyes toward the warehouse. When backup arrived, real backup, they found a scene that defied belief. 5 officers, all armed, stood cornered by a single K9 and the fearful cries of the rescued children. Rex stood guard until the cage door was finally unlocked. The moment the children stumbled out, they clung to his neck, burying their faces in his fur as if he were the only safe thing left in the world. And maybe he was. The investigation revealed the depth of the betrayal: months of staged raids, stolen evidence, and human trafficking masked as rescue operations. Every one of the corrupt officers was taken into custody, including Carver. Rex, despite his heroism, faced an uncertain future. Dogs trained under corrupt handlers are often retired or even destroyed, deemed unreliable. But the children's testimony, and the viral footage captured by that dock worker, changed everything. People around the world saw not just a police dog, but a guardian who chose right over orders, heart over habit. Rex was awarded the highest honor given to service animals, and more importantly, he was adopted by the family of one of the rescued children. In their care, he learned a new kind of duty, not chasing criminals, but chasing tennis balls, guarding bedtime, and being the safe, warm presence in a house that had once known only fear. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it so more people can hear Rex's story, and subscribe to Positive Tales for more true accounts of courage and compassion. Your support helps keep these stories alive. Special request, in the comments, write "Loyalty lives forever" if you believe that one act of courage can change the world.